Welcome to the Solomon Show. Thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone is doing well. On today's panel, we have Gabriel. And we also have your host, Solomon. Now let's get right into it with our first story. Okay, what's our first story?
Am I right or am I wrong for being bothered by my husband for saying me checking his phone is an invasion of privacy? I just discovered earlier this week that my husband...
Wait. Your husband is bothered because you're checking his phone? Who wouldn't be bothered? Would you be bothered if I checked your phone?
That's not what she said. Am I right or am I wrong for being bothered by my husband for saying me checking his phone is an invasion of privacy?
Isn't that what I just said? That's what I just said. Yeah, it's an invasion of privacy. Would you be bothered if I checked your phone?
But she's the one bothered because she checked his phone.
Yeah, because he said it's an invasion of privacy. But would you, my question is, would you be bothered? I mean, my thing is, if you're going to check my phone, then you can, like, do my tasks and da-da-da-da here. Let me hear, because I always give myself a list of tasks to do that day, my goals for the day. So go ahead, do my goals, so give me the day off. Okay, continue.
I just discovered earlier this week that my husband was talking to 2 other women who he ironically met through Reddit. I confronted him and he said he was sorry and then he blocked them. Then I find out 3 days later that he changed the PIN for his computer. I got him to give it to me so I could game on his Steam. That's the gaming thing. And then find out today that he went behind my back last night after I went to bed and changed it again. And when I asked him for his phone tonight because I don't remotely trust him and thinks he's got more to hide, he told me that this is invasion of privacy and would not let me see it. I'm pissed and heavily considering divorce, but am I overreacting? Do y'all believe your cheating partners still have an expectation to privacy for their phones?
Okay, wait, time out. Okay, this is multi-layered. I thought it was very simple, but it's not. So, what's Solomon rule number 1? Intuition. What does your intuition tell you? It sounds like your spider sense is going off. So, what's Solomon rule number 2? Rather than getting all weird and PI mode and da-da-da-da, remember, sit down, have a conversation, and eye contact. Look him in the eye.
What's a PI mode?
Private investigator. And just look him in the eye and say, hey, what's going on? And listen with your eyes, ears, brain, and heart going at full power. And if it's not to your satisfaction, or there's no trust, or there's some, let's just say, negative energy coming off, you need to address it right then and there. And if he doesn't come clean, or if there is nothing, you'll know in your heart if he's lying to you. You know in your heart if he's cheating. You know in your heart if it's worth continuing or not. It's very simple. And also, I think being able to be vulnerable and talk about important issues is okay, because it's here's the thing, guys, it's totally normal to feel like insecure or you need reassurance, this and that. I think what makes a relationship last a lifetime, or at least long term, is reassurance. People need reassurance. Doesn't matter who you are, what you do, or whatever. People need reassurance, and that's what keeps the love going. That's what makes the love grow, and that's what makes the relationship stand the test of time. So it could be a need for reassurance, or it may not be, but sit down and have that conversation. Don't just jump straight to divorce. I think that's a little bit crazy. Unless you really, then unless that's what you really want. But if you want a relationship to ask, I think you need to have the eye to eye, heart to heart, and see what's going on, and you'll know in your heart if he's cheating or not. And what was that last part she was saying? And mention the changing pin thing then at the end too, like, so then why you keep changing the pin if everything's okay, da 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 da. Like, it just seems kind of weird, and you cheated in the past, and you know, like, that's why I'm acting kind of weird, but like, you hurt me, and I just don't want to get hurt again. Like, be honest with him and see if he cares, if he addresses it, then that's good. It means he cares about you. So addresses your concerns. I mean, what was the last part?
So do y'all believe for cheating partners still have an expectations to privacy for their phone?
I mean, is it realistic to be checking every single thing they do? It's not possible. You cannot follow him everywhere 24/7. That's why intuition is key. Your heart is key. God gave everybody, or whatever you believe in, you have a heart for a reason. Like, it will tell you the truth. You don't need to go through all these details, this and that. If in your heart you feel like he's looking for somebody else, then it's time. It's time. That's my advice to you. Good luck.
Now it's time for the quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is, "Never look down on someone unless you're lifting them up." Now it's story time.
Alright, what's our next story?
Am I right or am I wrong for not bringing my daughter's friend home and making her parents come get her? My daughter and I live about an hour outside of New York City. Since she was a baby, I've taken her there most weekends. As she got older, she occasionally brought friends. They always know the rules. Bring a bag with things for the train, carry your own stuff, stick together, expect lots of walking, and have fun. Phones are fine, but I encourage screen-free activities. I always speak to parents beforehand and emphasize the walking. We sometimes walk 45 minutes or more. For her 12th birthday last weekend, she wanted to go to the city with my friends, visit her favorite spots, have dinner, and maybe see a show. My mom helped pay for tickets and joined us. My daughter invited 3 girls, 2 longtime friends who know the routine, and a new friend, Leah. I called Leah's mom, explained the rules, warned her about walking, and suggested Leah bring something for the train since the signal is bad. Leah's mom said she was excited. My daughter also explained the expectations. On the train, Leah brought only her phone, got bored when the signal was out, refused to chat or play games with the others, and complained. When we arrived, she immediately asked for a cab. My daughter reminded her we walk. As we browsed shops, Leah kept whining and asking for a cab. I stayed patient, offered water and snack breaks, and even suggested the subway to be nice, but she refused. She learned what it was. She refused the subway.
Mm-hmm.
A few hours in, we stopped for dinner at a place with options for everyone. Leah complained again. She said she wanted to go home. I pulled her aside to check if she was sick or upset. She said it was just boring. I told her we'd be here a few more hours for the show, but if she wanted to leave, she could call her mom. Leah called, and her mom asked me to bring her back. Even if my mom or I left with Leah and took a train back, after we dropped her off, we would miss the show.
You missed the show, yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
And my daughter wanted both of us to be there. I explained we wouldn't head back until after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Leah's mom did not want to pay for a train ticket or drive. and she eventually sent Leah's dad, who picked her up before the show. Leah stayed crabby through dinner. Afterwards, Leah's mom trashed me to the other moms. They backed me up, saying they wouldn't expect me to cut the trip short unless the child is sick or hurt, which I would definitely do. Now Leah's mom won't let her hang out with me or my daughter.
Wait, time out. Up to this point, I agree with the mom 1000%. She did all the right moves, took all the right steps, went above and beyond being patient. I've had to babysit multiple kids together. I totally get it, and I agree with everything you did. One other thing I would do, though, is I would tell my daughter, I don't want you hanging out with this girl anymore. You can be cordial with her, polite, hi, bye, this and that at school, but you're not hanging out with her anymore because that's a bad influence on you. She is just too fussy, too whatever, and now we know the reason why. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. She gets a horrible example from her mother. Who's gonna trash talk somebody that's trying to take your daughter out and have them socialize, get cultured, seeing shows, being out and about in the city, different experiences, and walking, which is nice, so you get some exercise in? I mean, who does that? And I'm so glad that the other moms stuck up for her, because I'm sure they've heard that this mom goes above and beyond taking other people's kids out too. It's like the Medea of the neighborhood. Yeah, go mom. But I would not have my daughter socialize with this other girl. She's bad news. Okay, what happened next?
Should I just suck it up and take her home?
Wait, take her home? I thought the dad came and picked her up.
Yeah, she's asking if she should have just taken her.
No, don't take her home. Dude, this is New York. Okay, New York City. I don't even feel safe. A long time ago, my mom had to work in New York. Well, my mom actually lived in New York when she first came to this country. But yeah, so I trust her taking me around this and that. But when my mom had to live in New York again later in life, I would go visit her and stuff. And I said, Mom, I'm fine spending, coming here, visiting you, staying with you. But I have one rule. When the sun sets, it doesn't matter where we are calling a cab. I'm not getting the subway at night. Hell to the no. So that was our rule. So this is going to be nighttime and you're leaving young girls there? No. You did the right thing. You need to be the protector of everybody. And if that girl wants to leave, the dad can come pick her up. No, you're 100% right. I fully support you. You're so cool. Yay for a future Medea. That's it? Okay, that's it for this one. All right.
Now it's time for Say Cheese with more trolls. Now it's story time.
All right, what's our next story?
I know it's the end. My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for almost 5 years. We live together in my house, have pets together, and overall share a lot of life with each other. However, over the last few years, and more so in recent months, I've been feeling myself distancing from our relationship. He's essentially becoming a roommate, and not an overly good one at that. He does not contribute financially towards anything, groceries, household items. There's an imbalance in chores and is inattentive to me. About a month ago, I brought up my feelings of being detached from the relationship and how things don't feel even around the house. He was extremely emotional during this talk and emphasized how he didn't want to lose me and would do anything for me to stay. And nothing changed. He gave me money for groceries for the first time in June and cleaned the kitchen, and later expressed how he felt he was doing better for me as a result. I left for a visit back home for 10 days, giving myself a lot of time to reflect on our relationship. Coming back, I didn't feel excited to see him, and when I walked through the doors, it was lackluster. He let all the plants die that I asked him to water. He hadn't gone grocery shopping, so there was no food in the house. It appears that no chores were done. It felt like he got a vacation for himself when I was away. These act
Time out. You know, the thing that screams out to me is I think he's depressed. I would definitely have him go see the doctor and maybe get on some meds because this does not sound good at all. I mean, the fact that he got so emotional, I think he's depressed. And it's been, 5 years. I wouldn't throw it away just yet. See if the meds make a difference. Keep in mind, too, the meds take at least a month to even notice a difference for himself. So have him take the meds for a month, and then after that, give it another month and see if you notice a difference. The other thing, too, is you may want to get like the pill case, the month pill case for him, and pour it out in there. That way you can just casually walk by and look down and you can see instantly if he's taking the meds or not. But you got to like set up some rules, like you pay this much beginning of the month. You got to take your meds. Like, in order for this to work, like, you got to fight for this too. Like, I know it's hard, but I'll encourage you. Let's see if we can make it work. And if not, then sure. But I think he's depressed. Okay, go ahead.
These actions have made me feel more distanced, and I think I need to end things. But to be honest, I'm having a hard time coming to terms with that. I know that my feelings aren't coming back. I've grieved the relationship, but I feel so stuck knowing that I'm gonna devastate this man and that I really do still love him.
Wait, time out. So, have you made it up in your mind then that you're going to break up? It sounds like you have your mind made up. So, I don't know how far along your relationship is, how far gone it is, but in general, like when people are depressed, like they need extra love and support. Like, I know it may be hard for you, but if you put in that energy, like it will pay off in the end. Just help him get off his feet. When you're depressed, you feel like you're basically laying on the floor and you can't get up and you need help getting up. I don't think anybody likes being depressed. It's just getting them up off the floor. He'll be able to walk again on his own, but I don't know. It sounds like you've already checked out, unfortunately, but you're saying you love him and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe you mean you care about him now, but not love? I don't know. What else does she say?
Every day for the last 2 weeks, I've thought today's the day that I'm gonna rip the band-aid off and then make an excuse as to why I can't do it. What things can I tell myself to make the leap, or does this feel like something that I should be given the effort to try to repair? I feel such a weight on my shoulders with being stuck between letting go and holding on.
See, this is very dangerous behavior. This is really bad, girl. Like, you can't do that. Look, guys, you have to fight for your relationships too. It's not always going to be sunshine and butterflies every day. Like, relationships go up and down like a wave. And right now he needs help. There's no such thing as you go through life and it's going to be perfect. Right now you're going through a hard time. Just help him, like I said, to go to the doctor, get on meds, get him off the floor, and stop having the sour attitude. You just mentioned that you came back and you had negative energy. Like, you think that's going to help? The plants are all dead. Yes, I know it's annoying, but he's depressed. Like, come on, zoom out a little bit. Look at the big picture. He needs help, so just help him. And stop. Look, you either pull the plug immediately. Don't lead him on. Don't string him along. Or you get on the bandwagon to help get the relationship up and running again. Because I can guarantee you, there's going to be a point in your life when you're down and you need to get picked up too. So karma's going to come back around. You can't just expect that everybody is going to be there for you and help me, and da 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 da. It goes both ways. It's a relationship. So you either pull the plug immediately or get on the bandwagon to help him and save the relationship. That's my advice to you. Whatever you do with it sounds good, but you cannot be wishy-washy flipping both sides. You're either in or you're out. You're either in it to win it. There's no gray area when it comes to this. Sorry, but that's the truth. So, good luck to you.
Now it's time for dun dun dun. We have a bonus quote of the day. Our bonus quote of the day is learn to appreciate what you have before time makes you appreciate what you had. Now it's story time.
Okay, what's the next story?
Am I right or am I wrong for telling my wife to tell her mom to move out of our home when she decided to leave all the inheritance money to her brother?
Wait. So this woman has a son and a daughter, and she left all the money to the brother?
Hmm.
I fully support you, girl. You do it. You do it. That's not cool at all.
It's a man. It's not a girl.
Oh, so the mom is staying with the
Telling
son?
my wife to tell her mom to move out of our home.
Yeah. So the husband's wife, so the mom has a son and a daughter. The daughter is married to this guy who's saying that he tell your mom to get out of the house because he left all the money to your brother. Yeah, that's what I said.
Me,
You
sir.
need coffee. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you're saying you support her, but it's a man telling the story.
I support you, man. Okay, fine. You're right. I need coffee.
Me, 32. Wife, 30. Brother-in-law, 27. Mother-in-law, late 50s.
Hmm.
Father-in-law recently passed away, but left a very sizable life insurance policy to his son and wife. The mother-in-law. My wife received nothing. We understood this because her brother, 27, is not the brightest and still lives at home. He never goes out and only goes to work.
What? So you're rewarding bad behavior? Oh, that's even better. Okay, sorry.
He never goes out and only goes to work and back home to play video games all day. They both recently moved into our home as they were too distraught to continue living in the home that my father-in-law passed in. My father-in-law was truly the only adult in the home, and he was responsible for taking care of everything. He even drove my mother-in-law to and from work on a daily basis, a responsibility that now has been passed on to my wife.
Okay, time out. I have to say this, okay? I've heard this story many, many times. Like I say all the time on my show, life is a circle. The characters just go by different names. I see this all the time, and this is why I tell parents, you have to stop babying the kids. When I was growing up, when you're 18, you are out and you're on your own. Nowadays, 30 or even sometimes 40 is a new 18. Guess what, guys? We're not going to live forever. Stop babying the kids. I see that all the time where either the husband or the wife, they baby all the kids, and then either the husband or the wife, whoever is the let's call them the boss. When the boss dies, everybody goes scrambling, running around like chickens with the heads cut off, and a sibling has to step up and take care of everybody. That's just not how it works, and it's not fair to the sibling. It's completely ridiculous. So, I mean, and I've heard the same story too, same thing. The mother and the son move in with them and treat the wife or the husband of the other family like doo-doo, and it's not cool. And what I've heard again and again from the person that's being treated like doo-doo is like, you have the nerve to come into my home and be demanding things of me when you don't even like me or you treat me this way. The nerve. So here's that circle going around again with these new character names. Okay, continue.
I have since taken over the estate planning, such as paying bills, swapping over policies, etc. My mother-in-law does not speak English and does not drive. So, as family, it was my pleasure to take on this responsibility. After a month and a half, I finally settled all the bills, funeral planning, etc., and all the heavy lifting was complete. I do not say it lightly, but without me, the family would be lost in what to do. For example, they did not even know where he worked and were surprised to find out he even had a life insurance policy. Both do not have any retirement plans or savings. I suggested a shared bank account for my wife and her mom to put the payout into, where it will accrue interest but also pay off bills every month. Mother-in-law had no bank account before. It was at this point that my mother-in-law says she would rather not have her daughter on the account and wants to give her portion of the payout to her son and have him set up with a savings account. She says this because since me and my wife have a home, that it would be better used on her brother. We do have a home, but we're by no means rich. In fact, them moving in would help us out financially as there would be extra income for them paying rent. I expressed to my wife that leaving everything to him would be incredibly irresponsible because he will be left the family home and the payout, but mainly because he cannot do anything for himself and cannot be trusted with the money. I say this because of things that I've learned about him. He does not have a driver's license, but he still drives a car to and from work.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, he's going to get in a car accident and they're going to sue for everything and that money's going to be gone. Oh my gosh.
He's never helped with the estate, and something I learned was that he has a large amount of cash in his checking account. He's never had a girlfriend, and since I know him, has shown no signs of ever wanting to move out. The large bank balance worried me because when I asked him about this, he just told me he had no idea what to do with it and has no concept of retirement planning since his parents took care of all the bills and all he did was pay some of the mortgage, go to work, and then go home and play video games. My wife was also there when her mom had breast cancer and took her to and from every single appointment, to the point of using all her PTO to help during this time. Her brother's not a bad person. In fact, he's a great friend, but he just doesn't seem like he will ever grow up or be a responsible person. I told my wife that after agreeing to taking them in and have them live with us, that it would be a slap on the face to be left with nothing. So I told her that her mother and brother should move back to their home and use the money from the payout to help them live with the absence of the father-in-law. She then was furious with me and said that all I care about is money, even though I feel that this is not so much about the money, but that there is a complete lack of respect with being shown
Yes. Yes. Amen.
nothing for all the help that we have been
Amen.
given.
Amen. Amen. Mm-hmm. So, is he right or is he wrong? I think you handled it very well. I want to do the same thing. The point is, the mother-in-law is ungrateful. She doesn't appreciate anything. And, okay, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be kind. The mother-in-law isn't life experienced. And because she's not life experienced, she cannot make, she shouldn't be in the position to make life decisions like the one she's doing right now. So I would just set your boundaries that you're going to kick them out. They got the money, they should be fine, and let them do what they need to with it because they haven't learned yet what it means to be an adult. So go adult. I'm doing my thing, you do your thing, set the boundary and let them be so they can learn to appreciate and work and actually be like a functional member of society. So set them free, do your thing, and have a nice life. I 100% agree with you. So, yeah, my blessing.
Now it's time for some more Say Cheese with Trolls. Now it's story time.
Okay, so apparently we have an update. What's the update?
Well, before the update, I want to say that I wonder what culture this is coming from because I think this is a cultural thing where maybe in their culture this is acceptable behavior because I know that certain cultures they tend to preference the first son or whatever. Not acceptable, but it's their culture.
Yes, I agree. The first thing that came to mind was it was an Asian family, but that's the benefit of being the black sheep of the universe because you're not bound by culture, tradition, this and that, da da da. You just go by what's right and what's wrong. But in this day and age, I kind of feel like you kind of have to do what you got to do because the world is getting tougher. So being ridiculous isn't going to help anybody. So you want to be ridiculous? Go do your thing because life is hard. Like, you're not going to sink my ship because you want to be crazy. So that's my thing.
Alright, so the edit. I would like to add that their plan for their family home would be to rent it out. They purchased it before the rates went up a few years back and would be set to make 1K cash profit every month from it.
Okay. So, I try to be nice. Look, you need to stick to the plan. They need to go live there and do their thing. You need to set the boundary. I'm telling you right now, this is not going to end well. They're going to rent it out and pocket the money, and they're going to live with you rent free and make your guys' life miserable. Stop, stick to your boundaries. I'm telling you, I've seen this ruin families. Don't fall for it. Please. Please. Don't do it. I'm kind of halfway deciding if she's from the Poo Poo Buffet, but just stay out of it. Okay, go ahead.
There's
What
a
else?
second edit. A lot of people are asking, so I'll clear it up. We did not even know about any life insurance policy when we took them in. It was only after a very extensive digging through his records that I found out there was such a policy.
So basically, these two have not been contributing at all. At all. Okay? And then, surprise, they get a blessing. They get a large sum of money. And rather than saying thank you, they give you a knife in the back. So what do? Hey, they show you the true colors. Kick them out. Pack up all their stuff if you want to. To me, I like to because it's like kind of like a mental thing, like a symbolic thing that I'm packing up all the weeds. I'm picking the weeds from my garden, putting them in a box. So I see, like, look, I'm clearing out my garden. I'm clearing out my life. Life is good. Now I have room for flowers. Remember, guys, very important. What else?
I'd like to add that my wife thinks this isn't the right move for them to leave them to fend for themselves.
You know what? Now you tell the wife, look, whose side are you on? Are you on our family side or you're on that family side? There's no, this is about loyalty. Loyalty is everything in a relationship. These two are parasites that are going to sink your ship. So if she wants to join their ship, that's fine. But you got to be real careful because this is going to destroy your life. I'm telling you guys, I've seen this so many times. If she's not loyal to you, she does not need to be your wife. Telling you that right now. Loyalty is everything. Huh?
Her brother and mom are not able to communicate effectively if needed.
Yeah, they can. They just give you the biggest FU the universe does have to offer. So they can effectively communicate in an FU. So, hello. Go ahead.
She only speaks Spanish, he only speaks English,
There you go. You have your thing. So, Spanish, is that part of the culture?
but does not
Uh, is that part of the culture?
is what part of the
Mexican culture. To give all the money to the son. Okay, well then, that's all answers our question. Okay, continue.
She only speaks Spanish, he only speaks English, but does understand Spanish and can say simple words like yes or no in Spanish.
Say yes or no in Spanish. See and no. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. He's very good at Spanish. See, no, see, I'm an expert in Spanish. Okay.
He would be unable to have in-depth conversations about any planning. That is where I have been serving as the bridge, albeit without any input from her brother, as he has not been involved in any planning and does not seem too important to him.
And this is who you're putting your trust in. That's great. The mom is putting the trust in the son that does not plan, that speaks excellent Spanish with yes and no. Wonderful. I would say that from my observations and from things I've heard throughout all my life, and I think it's fair game for me to say this because I am half Hispanic, that the stereotype is that Hispanic parents tend to baby the children. That's the stereotype, sorry, but that's what I've heard all my life. So this sounds like what's going on here. You're babying the child. It's kind of scary because he hasn't grown, even though he's grown. But is there anything else?
Yes. My mother-in-law and brother-in-law did plan on paying rent. Me and the wife hadn't spoken early on and decided it would be best to let them have a couple of months of not paying rent here.
Hold on, time out. Let me tell you something. That's how they get their foot in the door. Oh, we intend to. If you're going to do this, you better have a lease and have them sign it. That's number one. Number two, you need to separate business and family. In general, I would not get that involved. But if you want to do it, fine. But you need to have a lease just to protect yourself. Mm-hmm.
Mainly because they would still be paying their mortgage on their home, and paying rent for staying with us would be a great financial burden.
But wait, they're collecting rent from renting out
This
their
was
house.
before any mention of life insurance payout. And even with the payout was still something I honored, as it would likely take a couple of months to rent their home out. I also would like to add, if you're hung up on believing that they cannot communicate, they can. She speaks her mind to him and he listens. He nods and replies back to her in short phrases. But he is unable to fully communicate effectively with her. It seems his sister was always the mouthpiece for him as well growing up. Can we have an undiagnosed learning disability? Highly likely, but I do not fault him for not knowing Spanish.
It's not a learning disability. The mom is nuts. I'm sorry, but she's nuts. You can't even, you spoiled him to that extent that you guys can't even communicate? What in the world? So he was just playing games, not even learning the same language as you? This is insane. Look, I'm just going to stick to my previous answer. You need to keep in general, you should always keep family and business separate. Just separate, and they do their thing. She put all the money in him. Go do that. That's what you did. I wouldn't mess with that, because then the mom is never going to see for what it is. Just separate. Let them do their thing. You do your thing. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. I'm telling you right now, it's going to turn into a mess. That's my advice to you. That's all I'm going to say. Keep it separate, and whatever. They don't appreciate, they don't whatever. They already told you, showed you their colors, and that's it. Separate. That's my advice. Whatever else you want to do it. It's your life. I wish you well.
Now it's time for Solomon's Words of Wisdom.
Hi everybody. So today I'm going to talk to you about a kind of a personal rule I have in my life, and that's that you don't mix friends and family with money. Always keep it separate, because it can lead to a lot of problems. If somebody needs money that's a friend or family member, sometimes, most of the time, if you're giving to them as a loan, you're probably not going to get the money back. So just, if you're okay with that, then that's fine. But I know some people can get it in writing, a promissory note, but they may have to go to court and this and that. In some situations, I would just avoid all that and just keep it separate. Don't get money involved. It just makes things super messy. As you can see, we have these stories today where people were giving and paying stuff for years and years. You really don't want that for your life. So you can encourage them, hey, I'll help you apply for jobs, do the resume, this and that, but I would not be paying people's bills. So that's my advice to you. If you want to take it, then great. If not, then I'll see you in the next story. Take care, you guys. Going back to what I was saying too, at least you give the money out to friends or family, you're not going to see it back. But another thing too that you can do too, which I recommend, is at least ask for them to help out with something, so they're not just thinking that money just falls off the tree. So like if they want to help you mow the lawn, do the yard work, something like that, sure, yeah, I'll pay for this, but help me with this too, or just so they understand that you gotta work for money. Yeah, they may not have a job per se, but at least they're kind of contributing or doing something to help out. I guess that's a kind of another workaround to teach them responsibility and stuff. And a lot of these stories you see where the person is much older and they're still collecting, it's not good. That means this has been going on for a long time, and the behavior just keeps getting encouraged and encouraged and encouraged. And as we get older, obviously it's hard to find a job. It's going to be harder for the person to get back on their feet. So I don't recommend just giving out money like that. You know what I mean? Just help them get on their feet, because the longer it takes, the worse the problem is going to get. So that's my advice to you guys. Keep money separate from friends, from family and stuff. It's just prolonging the issue and making the small problem get bigger and bigger and bigger, because they're going to get so accustomed to the lifestyle. Like that one story where the sister was demanding brand name stuff, or the person wants a huge expensive house, car, this or that. Who knows? That there's no limits to the laziness. So unfortunately, that's how society is becoming. When I was growing up, that was completely unacceptable, completely outrageous, but it's becoming a common thing now, unfortunately. So we got to break the cycle somehow. So put your foot down, keep the money separate from friends and family. You can encourage them, give them tips, give them advice, but I would not give the money handouts. Not a good idea. And like you saw with the other family, how it divided the sister and the brother. Yeah. Good luck to you guys. Take care. Be kind. And I'll see you next time.
That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to always be kind to one another. Take care.